Welcome to Humming Punks with me, Ian Hurst.
And me, Jimmy Watkins.
Each week we're going to be reviewing a different album as selected by our guest with just 3 words. It's a bit of a challenge, it's going to be tough, it's going to be fun, it's going to be random, and there might be the odd swear word.
Yeah, so if there are any children listening, make sure they already know the swear words in advance.
Good advice. Take care, sit back, relax and enjoy. Hello, welcome everybody to Humming Punks with me, Ian Hurst.
And me, Jimmy Watkins.
Amazing, and today we are joined by the super talented Bianca Rose. Hello, Bianca.
Hi, guys.
Hello, it's so amazing to have you with us today. We're going to chat a little bit about you and who you are and what you're all about, if that's okay, before we go completely off the rails like normal. Let's do it. So I've got some notes here, but listening to your album this morning, I absolutely loved it. To your second album, which people haven't heard yet, so we're super privileged, Jimmy.
Very lucky indeed.
Super privileged.
Very
super
lucky.
Privileged. Obviously, just had the release of your single, Monsters.
Yep.
Tell us. I love the lyric in there. So tired of feeling sick and tired.
Yeah, it's just those 2020 feels, guys, isn't it? Just had to just immortalise it in song. I think the whole album basically is that. Just I wrote it during lockdown, recorded it remotely with a few people, and just the 2020 feels. Like I'm usually quite like you put a positive spin on most things, and I think the album overall is hopeful and positive, but just was processing in it through song, and it was going to be called The Processing. It was going to be like a mixtape. It's going to be called The Processing Mixtape, but it's called something else, which I haven't actually announced yet. The whole album is called something else.
Oh, that's good, because I nearly did.
Keep it to yourself.
Yes. I was sat here thinking, I must mention the album name, and I have. Glad you
not just yet, guys, but it was gonna be called The Processing Mixtape, because I was just processing all the madness that we've all gone through. Like, we'll never forget 2020, will we? And
no,
and we're sick of talking about it in a way, and all the words that we use to talk about like 2020. So I just we try to be creative with it and just put it into songs.
I gotta say, I think one of the things you captured in the album, which is hard to talk about, is the element of surprise in 2020.
Yeah.
And I found songs on their own, you were seemed to be surprising yourself as the song went on. Sometimes that's the feeling I got anyway.
Interesting. And
really captured that just unknown vibe. I think that for me, that's in a way the scariest thing about the year we just had, was that every day was a leap into the unknown.
Yeah. And usually you have a crazy year and a couple of crazy things happen, but literally you'd wake up every day, you just did not know what was going to happen, and something would usually happen. Like, so many things happened in that one year. And I think it was kind of cool that as a globe, as a, the human race, we kind of all went through it together in a way. We don't usually get that, do we?
It's completely affected everyone, hasn't it? Absolutely.
Mad.
No one's been left unaffected. I tell you what, just to step away from it, going to make me laugh a little bit. To summarise 2020 in a year, Jimmy, you didn't feel very comfortable this podcast. You couldn't quite find your space. You couldn't quite find your thing.
I wasn't being myself, Ian. No. I wasn't being myself. I was like a river which has run the same direction for years, and suddenly it's going somewhere different.
Oh, wow.
That's what I felt like.
And we found out why. Yeah,
we did. After lots of investigation, we found out the main cause of my discomfort today.
Go for it.
I was wearing jeans. Simple as that. I was wearing jeans indoors, and that whole thing just messed me up.
It's a crime. You mustn't be wearing jeans indoors now in lockdown. That is literally self-inflicted pain. You can't even. It's hard to feel sorry for you as well, because you're doing it to yourself. You're working from home, bro.
I'm just gonna stick on these skin tight jeans for a bit and chill out. No, I don't know that anyone wears jeans anymore.
They're so tight. I put talcum powder all over my parts. I bit the stick as I put them on. And then I was like, what's wrong with me today? Why don't I feel myself?
Why don't I feel comfortable? Yeah. But this is the thing. Everyone's become so accustomed to joggers, shorts and flip-flops. It's just the go-to. I know some people.
All right.
I know some people that. So at the end of the day, when we're not in lockdown, or even when we are, we've been out, we've been, doing whatever we do. We go home, we put our comfies on, right? We all do that. I know some people who put jeans on as their comfies.
No.
I used to be that man. That man until this morning.
No, but like before, when you're not in lockdown, like you're wearing your work clothes and then you come home and you might choose to put jeans on. I mean, I wouldn't, but I get it.
I wouldn't.
But you're working from home and then you finish work and then you put jeans on.
No, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Sense.
In fact, the other day, this is the levels we're now at. I was sat on the sofa with my wife, who's wearing a pair of running leggings, so comfortable leggings and a baggy jumper, and she went, "Gonna go and put my comfies on." And I looked at her and I was like, "How much more comfy can you get? Like, what are you going to put on that's more comfy than that?" So yeah, I think 2020, just needed to summarise, has blown everyone's mind, right? The changes, everything going on, no longer a jeans leisurewear.
I think we've learned to make our bodies comfortable, but our minds really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's what's happened.
Yeah, something had
we
to
just
give.
need lounge. Yeah, we need loungewear for the brain now.
Yeah, we do.
I need some slacks.
That's true.
I need some slacks for my anxiety. That's what I need.
I've started to see trousers on Instagram. The work from home trousers. Anyone else getting these ads come up?
No.
So they're like smart trousers, but elasticated, kind of stretchy material. Basically, joggers made like. And I'm looking at them thinking, is this what the world's come now?
I mean, I just like, what's the point? Because if you're online, no one's seeing your bottom half most of the time anyway. Like, it's a psychological thing. Maybe it's for the brain. Like, it's trousers for your mental health.
Finally,
whilst you're working from home.
I feel so seen right now. Trousers for the brain.
Yeah. Trousers for the brain. Can we do this? Can we make it happen?
Yeah.
Can this be something to be done? So we sidetracked there, but I wanted to. There was something that I was listening to as well this morning, Bianca, to your first album, No Fear. I take it I'm allowed to say that.
Yes, that one's been out for a bit. So
right now I've got the fear that I'm going to say something I shouldn't. But yeah, so we got the new one, the first album. I read something really interesting there about your kind of breakdown of it, where you say you try and live on a daily mission to seek and destroy all traces of fear and oppression from your life. Yeah, that's a powerful statement.
It's a lot, isn't it?
I love that.
You want me to talk about that, innit?
No.
No, I'm fine. Don't worry.
No, I mean that's a statement, right? I love
it's a statement. I think I went through like a period of depression. Like it was just like I just felt like I was living with a cloud over me. Do you know what I mean? You wake up in the morning and before you even know what the day is all about, like those few minutes are great. And then you remember, today's Monday and blah, blah. And then like the cloud would like come back in. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I just go through life like just with like a cloud. And it was for a few years. And I couldn't really write, couldn't really make music, couldn't really do the thing that I loved. But I was functioning, I got married, life was cool, but I just had a cloud. And then, I worked my way through that and through that time, and the cloud left and I wasn't in that place anymore. And then I just decided that a lot of it was to do with fear. A lot of it was to do with being afraid of other people, being afraid of like my own, just going for stuff and failure and stuff like that. And on the other side of that, I just realised I just didn't want to be afraid. Like it's kind of, I know that we all deal with it in some ways, but I think a lot of it wasn't. It was kind of pointless for me, and so I wanted to like, just like when fear is small, like deal with it. Then like okay, like look at it, like deal with it, and try and like make like extricate it from my life when it's small before it becomes something that's really overwhelming. So that's kind of what that was all about, really.
Do you know, so when we, obviously we're Hummingbird and the mental health part of what we do, it's so much that we fail in this country, in this world, I guess, is we become reactive. So we're not proactive. We don't look at preventative measures. And a lot of what we train at We're Hummingbird is, right, how do we see this coming, so that when it is small, it's manageable and it's digestible, and you can kind of hit it head on and destroy it. Like you said, when you can be in control of it, and we all still get it. I had something going on. I spoke to my guys on Sunday because I'd got right down in a rabbit hole about something. I was like, what the hell am I even doing? I know this stuff, but we're human. It happens to everyone. But if you tackle it when it's small, it's amazing. Listen, as if by magic, you've touched on to one of the key elements. I'm going to move us on the key elements of this podcast, because we aren't based around mental health. Although we're a mental health podcast, we don't actively talk about it for the whole podcast. But what we look to do is remind people of the 5 ways of well-being. Now, Bianca, we haven't told you this. Jimmy knows what's coming up. The 5 ways of well-being are really, really important for people to start doing this preventative stuff, to start being proactive. And there's great ways around this. There's connecting, and we always say we're connecting right now. Us 3 lovely people are chatting, and all of the listeners are listening to this. So we're connecting. Excellent. Be active is another one. We tell people to go for a walk, to do some exercise, to get out and about, to stretch, to do some star jumps, whatever you want to do it whilst listening to this podcast. We tell people to learn. Now, learn's a big one. Jimmy is a swordsmith of words. He brings out the big words to review these albums.
with the help of Google.
With the help of Google.
I can't take all the credit.
So we'll get people to learn, and of course people will learn about you, and they'll learn about the different words that we're going to pick. Give is another big one of the 5 ways of well-being. So we want people to give, to encourage, to share if they've enjoyed this podcast. And then there's take notice. Now, take notice is the key one through here, because what's about to happen, Bianca, strap yourselves in.
Here we go.
Is I'm going to give you guys some lyrics from an album.
Okay.
The album is the same year of the album you chose to review, which we're going to come on to in a minute, okay?
Gosh.
Now I'm going to give you some lyrics from this album.
I'm going to be so bad at this.
The take notice part is I'm going to try and drop in some clues as best as I can throughout. Now, don't get your hopes up, because I'm pretty terrible at remembering to give you clues. But everyone at home, remember listening, playing for 5 house points. I saw someone get it right the other day on the comments. They were shouting in the middle of Wales the answer. They've got 5 house points towards their end of year tally. So we're going with an album from 2006, which is the year that your album that you picked came from, okay Bianca, which we haven't revealed yet. 2006. I'm going to give you the lyrics.
Come on, then.
I think these are mediocre in terms of difficulty level.
Right, mediocre. You can't.
We're going to get them all wrong, and we're not going to get it.
Mediocre. Sometimes I've gone really hard. Sometimes I've gone too easy. I think these are mediocre. Okay?
Come on, then.
Right. You went back to what you knew.
No.
So far removed. I know. If you know it, you can't say it yet. If you know it, you can't say it yet. Stay to the end.
What? That you said 3 words. How can you know from 3 words?
I know.
I might just stop it there.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Okay. No, I'll give Jimmy a bit more.
Come on.
Okay. You went back to what you knew. So far removed from all that we went through, and I tread a troubled track.
Come on.
My odds are stacked.
What? I have no idea.
Now there's another line. There's another line there now, Bianca. Do I tell him it or not?
No, you can't. That's you can't.
She's so strict. Right, Bianca's got it. She knows.
I'm not clear.
You are winning the award.
Please give me some clues.
Give you some clues
as we go along. Do it as we go along. Drop them in like breadcrumbs. I'm Hansel and Gretel. I'm both of them. I'm 2 lost kids in the woods.
2 lost kids in the woods. Walking into beehives.
Is that what happened?
Maybe. So on this, no, everyone at home, you've got the rest of the podcast to join Bianca in knowing what it is. 2006, you'll know it. You'll know this album very, very well. Yeah. We say this every time to Jimmy. Before we go on, I think now is also a very good point to point out some feedback that we got from one of our episodes, which I wanted to make a point of mentioning because I think it's phenomenal. A very enjoyable, fun 45-minute car crash of a podcast. No,
Amazing.
I took this to be an absolute compliment because I think that we are probably going to become one of those podcasts where people want to talk about it and they're like, yeah, this podcast, Humming Punks. And everyone around them's like, what? Humming Punks, mate? What's that all about? And you're like, no, you've got to get involved. You've got to listen. And then once people listen, they'll be like, yeah, I get it. But I think we're going to be one of those car crash podcasts. I did call the person out on it and they did say, seriously though, did enjoy it, made me laugh. So there you go.
That's what you want.
What kind of person laughs at car crashes? Get lost.
Yeah,
Get
maybe
lost.
we should have gone back to them.
Remove him off social media. Ban him.
I think that I took that. I mean, you've got to take these things as compliments. The fact that they took the energy to privately message me and tell me about it, I thought, well, we're going to take the time. So, I'm happy being a car crash of a podcast. I think that's absolutely fine. Okay. It means all the best bits are mangled together.
As long as you're happy. I just feel like the passenger. I'm terrified.
So, we've got our lyrics. Work on them, Jimmy. Don't Google them. Remember, listeners, no Googling.
I can't Google them. You can see me. Unless I had someone outside my house Googling for me and sending signals across the street. I can't Google. I haven't got a clue. I really have no idea what that is.
Really?
Yeah. I bought a lot of albums in 2006 as well. Probably
You
2006.
probably bought this one.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
You would have done.
Okay.
You would have done. Yeah, you would have done. Okay, Bianca, let's talk about the album that you chose for us. I was surprised.
Were you?
I was very surprised. Yes. Yeah. I think I'd heard your albums and I think I thought I knew where you were.
Yeah.
And then you sent through the album you've gone with and I was like, yes.
One of my
Loved
favourites,
it.
man. I had a few. But this album, I just love it so much. It means so much to me. And it is Arctic Monkeys, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not.
Yes! We were all like, yes!
Yeah.
Jimmy was like, I'll go for a fast run.
Yeah. So good.
Tell us, what do you remember about this? Why this album for you, without going into your words yet?
Yeah.
Why this album? What does it bring back to you? What springs to mind with it?
Like, I don't even know why I picked this album up. Like, I got it, I bought it as a CD. And I actually listened to it after, quite a long time after it had been out. Like, I think it must have been out a good year. So I didn't get into the hype of like Arctic Monkeys. I wasn't on the bus, do you know what I mean? And then and then I picked it up and I just listened to it. And then I listened to it all day through and I just listened to it again and again and again. It made me cry. It just made me like want to live in their work, like want to live down the street for them for a week. Do you know what I mean? Like I just like just the way they describe their lives and everything. And when you get to the last track, it's just like it's a certain romance. Just like it the way they did the track list and everything. And then when you get to that song, you're just like I just get you guys in it. I get you.
Yeah, it's the most amazing. So I was thinking about this. My wife and I were on a break when this came out. So we weren't married then. But the reason why I know this is because I remember living with my mates and one of my mates was so into this album and it was like the soundtrack of a period of our lives because all we ever heard was Arctic Monkeys all the time. And one of the songs on there, Mardy Bum, is just my song. It's me. It's like me at my best, me at my worst. It's everything about it. And I just think, what an album, right?
So
what
good.
an album.
It's just amazing.
I bought it the day it came out.
Did you?
And I was really excited about it. And I absolutely hated it
No.
when I bought it. Yeah, honestly, right? This is weird because I bought it based on I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor. And I was like, that is a tune. I need this album in my life. I bought it and I really didn't like it. I just didn't find it was like colourful enough for me. It was a lot of kind of, it sounded dark and rainy and I struggled with that. I was like, this is not what I'm into right now. And then, I stuck with Arctic Monkeys and every album that came out became my favourite Arctic Monkeys album, right? And then about 2 years ago, I put this one on again. And I was just thinking to myself, who are you kidding? This is their best album. All of a sudden, it just clicked for me. And I think at the time it came out, I was listening to music that had like amazing production on it. Everything was really lush. Everything, because there was a lot of that going on in rock. You were having like just lots of backing vocals, harmonies, and Arctic Monkeys just didn't seem to have any of that. And I struggled. And I listen back now to the ones I liked at the time, and they've aged so much. And I know it's only like just over a decade, but they have aged so much. And the Arctic Monkeys one, it sounds like it could come out now.
Yeah, you listen to it now, and it bangs literally the same way. And it is. And honestly, the thing is, with Arctic Monkeys, like I didn't really love anything else after this album.
Right. Okay.
This is quintessential Arctic Monkeys. Like this was it for me. This album.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets much better than this album.
Yeah.
And I think you forget when you're... so the amount of times you listen to it and you're like, oh my God, I remember this one. I remember this one. I remember this one. I remember this one. And then you're even thinking, it just doesn't get any better. And like for me, we talk about this all the time, I visualise music, but I also go back in, to that moment in time. And I can remember being in that period with my mates and... just constantly having this to the soundtrack of our lives going on all around us. And... great times. Okay, well, Jimmy, let's start with, as tradition, your 3 words. Tell us, where were you listening to this album when you put it back on? Because
I've done a few runs to it recently. Really powerful runs. Lots of shouting, lots of like air guitaring, lots of like just trying to grab seagulls out of the sky.
Yeah. Do you do the little drum? I do little drums when I'm running to it. I do the little...
Yes. I tell you, I said when it first came out, I didn't like the album. That's a lie. I only liked the first song when it came out, The View from the Afternoon. Just for the drums, the video and everything. I was like, that is amazing. Why can't the rest of the album be like that? But now I learned it's all special. Everything is special on it. So I've listened to it running a lot recently, and I'm so glad that Bianca suggested this because... I don't know, it's just one of those albums you shouldn't ignore. No, it's sometimes it's too easy to ignore the classics and always try and go against the grain and find something that's not so popular that you like, but just ignore that. This is incredible and it deserves to be a classic album like it is.
We get a lot of albums recommended to us that we've either never heard before from the 70s or the 80s, and it's always interesting for us to listen to new stuff. But to be given this was I felt like it was a treat. I was I really was like, totally. I wasn't expecting it, and I was like, I can't wait to have an excuse to review this and then really think about it.
Yeah, it's like all the guests have sent us a mysterious food package in the post, and it's something we've never tried before. But Bianca has just come to my house and given me the best pie I've ever had.
It's just like best compliment. And the thing is, like. Me and my other half, we have been going through, like, and it's slightly off topic, but we've been going through all the movies that we loved, all like, because you watch Netflix, you watch all different things. It's like you're trying to find something that you want to watch, and like something new, and a lot of the stuff is like it's all right, but we were like, let's watch all the films that we've loved, like everything. So we like. Anything that you can think of, like all the classics, and it's been so good. Like rewatching films that you haven't watched for like years and years and years, but you know that they're amazing. It's been the best time. So it's kind of like this amazing, as well, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. And we were saying before about when someone recommends an album, we know it means a lot to them. And like I run a thing called Running Punks, and a lot of it is that I run and review albums that mean a lot to other people. And when you know something means a lot to someone, you really. I don't know, it's like being invited around their house for dinner or to meet their family. It's like, I need to make an effort with this, and it feels special as someone sharing an album that's close to them. So, I definitely feel the past week I've reconnected to this album in a way that I haven't for years.
Guys, I'm so pleased.
I know, man. You've gone back to black, Jimmy. You've gone back to it, right?
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, I love it. And, do you want my 3 words?
Yes, of course.
All right, okay. My first word, It's kind of 2 words, but put like a hyphen.
No, you're shouting at me when I did that.
I know, but put a hyphen between it or say it really fast.
Mate, we're stretching the boundaries now. Come on, before you know it soon, will we...
Sentences. Go on.
My first word is meal deal.
Meal deal? Okay.
Yeah.
McDonald's?
No, not much, like a good co-op one where you get a good sandwich, good crisps and a good drink.
Definitely.
It's that's what it feels like to me. It's like I've gone in for a snack, and I've come away with enough to keep me going for a day.
Love it. Yeah, I'm with you on this now. Okay.
And it's good value for money, isn't it? It sounds like good value for money. They probably lived on meal deals in the studio making
but
it.
Also,
so meal deal.
You can imagine like their local was probably a co-op.
Yeah,
exactly. I think it was fueled by meal deals, this.
Now you've elaborated on this. This is the thing, Bianca. We have these words, and at first they mean absolutely nothing. But when I get what you're saying now, Jimmy, because some albums you can listen to, and there's got only 2 or 3 tracks, and you're like, do you know what? I've not got my full value out of this.
You haven't
This
got
is
your
let me
meal
down.
deal, have you? You
Meal
haven't
deal,
got your,
right? Okay,
yeah.
I love that meal deal. We're having meal deal.
Well, you haven't got your main and your snack in one. That's what this album is. It's my main and my snack. My second word, cut in.
Yeah.
I think, and if I look back to when this album came out, and I'd be in a pub with like a full head of hair, wet dog hair gel in my head. Whenever a song of this album came on, it stood out from anything else on the jukebox. It really, musically, it cuts through everything. Lyrically, it cuts through everything. It just, whatever angle you come at it, it just, chops the competition in half.
Yeah, I love it.
It's a cut in. Yeah.
Like it, yeah. Now, have you got a big one?
It's kind of big, but it took me a while to work out, is this the right word? I think it is. And it is dexterity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dexterity in there.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember when I first heard the album and that song, Perhaps Vampires, is a bit strong, but I thought, I have never heard a song like this and I don't think I like it. What is going on? And listening to it again now, the whole it's just genius. It's my favourite song on the album now. And
Is it?
Yeah, and there's lots of like, it just feels like such a clever song. There's little bits coming in and out, and a riff that was played earlier will come in on a cleaner guitar, and to me it's very full of dexterity.
I like them.
It's really good.
I like them 3 words. What I always enjoy is hearing your words and then pinching them for my own and just changing them.
I noticed you were writing down. I noticed you were, as I was talking. Oh, meal deal. Okay. The deep fill sandwich. That's my first word.
I love that. What is your deep fill sandwich of choice?
I love a coronation chicken.
Oh, who doesn't?
I don't.
Bianca.
Coronation chicken?
I love the idea.
Come on, guys, BLT.
No, not
but
BLT.
My thing with a sandwich is putting something that belongs on a plate in bread. I just get a buzz off it.
So do you like the chicken and stuffing ones then?
Yeah,
I don't
anything that
mind
should be
chicken
on a
stuffing,
plate.
yeah.
Anything that should be on a plate, like like at Christmas time, I go crazy because everything should be on a plate, but it's in a sandwich.
I think Christmas sandwiches are the best. I could go a whole year without eating a sandwich if I knew that I could have a Christmas sandwich every day. But if you put that, if you were to say, right, Christmas dinner every day for the month of December, you'd be like, oh, I'm bored of these. Put it in a sandwich all day long.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff, but something about, I get that,
I
yeah.
haven't actually done that. I think I need to do that.
Yeah,
What, you haven't had what? The Christmas...
Well, like put all the Christmas bits into a sandwich. I just like to have Christmas dinner over and over again. Do you know what
where
I
have
mean?
you been?
I know, but I just like to have the actual meal over and over again until it's done. But like to
You've never had a Christmas sandwich from a well-known food hall?
I wouldn't choose it though. That's the thing. I'd see it and be like, oh, you're just going to let me down.
It will never let you down. No
really?
way.
I will try it. Now that you guys have said it, when I see it, I'll remember this and try it. But I just think, you're just going to disappoint me. Do you know what I mean? You're going to disappoint me.
We've only got another 8 months before it next comes around.
Exactly.
You'd have forgotten by then.
It will come back. It will come back.
Yeah. And then you can get, oh, God, right. Okay, let me go with my 3 words then before we carry on talking about sandwiches.
Come on, then. I love your words. Can I just say, I woke up this morning excited just to hear your 3 words.
Oh. So I think I've gone. Okay, I've got 4. So I've got to whittle down to 3. Well, I'm not going to say all 4. But okay, before I start, then this is because I like to do a little summary before. Kind of what you were saying about it being so relatable to living on the streets with those people, like the Reebok classics, the fighting, the arguments, to talk about the red light district. There's all this kind of stuff that no matter what part of the country or where you're from, there's something that you can relate into, and you can then visualize it and picture it. Like I can, when I hear it, if you think of Arctic Monkeys as a group, they have their own style, they have their own look, they have their own kind of thing that they project. Yet I still always picture a guy with bootcut jeans, Reebok classics, and a Ben Sherman shirt. Right? Absolutely. That's like, because they paint that picture of it so well. And I guess back then in 2006, that was me as well. I mean, that's jeans. Yeah, absolutely. Jeans are getting a lot of talk on today's podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, okay.
Come on, Anne.
First word. Sweaty.
Oh, that was one of my words. That was one of my words. Wow.
Yeah, sweaty. Yeah. Just like in it. Yeah, just so much kind of, energy around it and dancing, and you just know so many people would leave their gigs or have come away from this set just dripping in sweat and being like, yeah, I've given everything I've got on that. So sweaty is one of my words. Next one, pulsation.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Pulsation, beating or throbbing, constant. Like,
and that drummer, like, he is like a literal legend. He's so amazing.
He is incredible, definitely.
We had a couple of weeks ago, we had Ronnie on, who's a drummer for Those Damn Crows, and he was sat there talking about drumming, and now he has to do a double towel now because he sweats so much on his drumsticks. Just on his drum seat. Absolutely brilliant. But drummers, so much love for drummers. Just make or break in there.
Absolutely.
Jimmy, why are you looking confused?
I hate drummers. No, I'm joking. I love drummers.
You look so confusing. I had to wonder if the screen had frozen. You hadn't moved. I was like, I was literally thinking, well, what have I said that's offended Jimmy so much?
No, I was just listening to Ian. Look, I just love listening to you talk, and I was just listening to you. All right?
Okay.
But drummers, honestly, you can tell you've never been in a band. That's what it is.
Does an orchestra not count?
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. My third word. I don't think I can pronounce it. No, the reason I can't pronounce it is because my third word was 2 words, but 2 words aren't allowed, Jimmy. So I went onto the old
Meal
dictionary.
deal is 1 word, really, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's 2 words. There's no other way of looking at it. So I'm going to try and pronounce it. Proletariatic. No. Basically, my words were working class.
Proletariat.
Yeah. Thank you. There we go. Proletariat. You know when you're looking at words, you think I can't remember how to say it. Yeah. Proletariat. The class of wage earners. Just this thing about it was just so
totally
working class, but at the same time not. And it was just, I absolutely loved it. So sweaty, pulsation, proletariat.
So good.
Those are good 3 words, fair play to you.
They're not bad for me, are they?
Yeah, you've really captured the night out kind of.
Well, week 1, I compared an album to Sesame Street. So, Bianca, that's the level I'm usually at.
Wow. They did really good. It does capture it. It does capture like the essence of it.
I think we're on a good one then.
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah. Right, let's do yours. Let's
come on.
Your words then,
I didn't have my words in it. I was just like thinking about my words as you guys were speaking. I didn't have that. But I have a little sentence. I'm really sorry, but it will make sense. Like my first one is coming of age.
Yeah.
And I feel like it is a bit of like a coming of age album where they found their voice and they were expressing just like their take on all their experiences at that point in time, and it felt like they were at a crossroads. When you think about Fake Tales of San Francisco, where like people are trying to tell them how to do everything and like how to, you know, do their careers and stuff like that, and like they know that they don't know anything. They know that they're green, but they know that they're not compromising, and they want to do things like the way they think is right. And so and A Certain Romance, all of them, all the songs, like, you know, Riot Van, everything just seemed like really coming of age, you know? So, yeah, that's my first one. My second one is like, it's like cathartic. Like it's that, and I think it felt like it was like, potentially it was cathartic for them to create it, like even the playing, even the drumming, the bass, even the way they sang the songs, like so raw, not polished. But it's also like when you listen to the song, like listen to the album, like for me, I've jumped around my house in like enough times since I've listened to it, and it's cathartic for me. And by the time you get to the end of it, you feel like you've released like energy and you've shaken off stuff, and you'll even feel more confident and sure about your own thoughts because they're so confident and sure about theirs.
Absolutely. 100%.
So that's my second word. And then I think my last word is raw, because it is, and it's similar. It's all kind of similar to cathartic, but it is raw and it's honest, and I think it's like raw in all the ways that you want to be as a human. Like you want to be authentic and unapologetic, and I feel like it helps. It helps you to like get into that space and just be yourself. So
yes,
that's my words, guys.
I'm glad you've said that. Yeah, because when I've been running and listening to it, I've been feeling that set me up for the day really well, and that makes sense now. It does. It reassures you about just believing in your own identity, doesn't it? And
absolutely. Giving you that power to maybe be someone that you don't quite believe that you are, but you come out and it's like boom. It's phenomenal. I ran a super fast 5k to that album a couple of weeks ago when it first come through. I was like, yes. It was the first time I re-listened to it again, doing all the air drums as well. And the cyclists are coming past me like, what, is that guy having an attack? Do I need to help him? I'm like, no, I'm alright. Arctic Monkeys, hey!
It's mad for like, because they were young when they were like 17, 18, and the choruses on that album just hit you in a way that kind of like is unconventional for a chorus. I find they just I don't know, the chorus comes in and you expect sometimes like the chorus to be totally different from the rest of the song, but I find a lot of the songs the chorus just builds on the momentum that's been set by the verse, and you just like, it makes you just go, yeah, like yes, absolutely, that's what I need. So
love it.
I love those three words. I think Bianca's
they were sentences. We let you have sentences.
But I had one. Coming of age. Come on, guys. Like, what words could I have used for coming of age? Like, I was trying to think of like one word to like.
Well, what will happen is when we edit it. Yeah, when we edit it, we're just going to cut coming of age into one word. So
exactly. Just one word.
We're like, here's my word. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do.
It must be mad being those guys in that band, or that is your first album. I can't.
Absolutely.
Who else has done a debut album like that? Seriously.
So, do you guys know much about a band called Milburn?
I've never heard of them.
No. So, Milburn were
kind of
rolling with Arctic Monkeys at the same time. Have a listen. Some absolutely amazing albums from those guys. And again, seen them live. I think they're from Sheffield. Been in some sweaty gigs with them. But they and Milburn were tight at the time. They used to do
Milburn M-I with one L?
Yeah, one L.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll check them out.
Really, check them out.
Yeah,
Boom,
definitely will.
Everyone.
Check you out, Mr. Journalist. Mr. Music Journalist over there.
Yeah, you can hear him calling for children's music reviews. So, let's talk about the album, the lyrics that I gave you. I know the listeners at home have all been doing... Now, Jimmy, I have remembered a couple of hints.
He's dropped some clues in the conversation.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He's dropped some big clues out in his speech, bro. Like, I was like, he's giving you album titles at this point.
Has he really?
Yeah. Album titles have been set in this.
I'm so glad you noticed this, Bianca, because every single week I do it, and every week it gets missed, and I'm the one that then feels guilty, like I've not given enough. But as soon as I said it, I saw Bianca's face.
And you wasn't looking at the screen, so I gave her a little.
Really?
Yeah.
What? So, listeners at home as well, if you've not got it, I've also given you clues as well. So,
not even clues. I said literal album title has been
the album title
on there.
Yeah.
When did you do that?
We can't do anything more.
It's you. You're too much Winehouse, mate. Too much Winehouse.
Come on.
So,
all right, I've got the artist then.
Right, let's go.
Oh, you said you've gone back to black. You said that, didn't you? I was just like, what's he on about? What is he on about?
So, let's do it then. Bianca, as soon as you knew straight away, tell us who was the artist and the... It's not just the album, it was the track as well.
Yeah, the artist is Amy Winehouse. It's Back to Black. And what song did you do? You said the lyrics again? Was it? Oh, the song was Back to Black. Yeah,
it was Back to Black. Yeah. So I gave you the album, the song, and the artist as well. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, 2006. You went back to what you knew. So far removed.
Oh, now I get it.
The line that I didn't give you, so I did the whole chorus, and the line I didn't give you was the very last line of that one, and it was, "I'll go back to black."
Oh, I would have added then. I would have added then. Back in Black, AC/DC.
So absolutely right. I hope everyone got that at home. Just if not, to just show Jimmy up. And please keep coming in with the comments when you listen to this. And like, you might be walking around your local town and you know what it is and just shouting the answer out, trying to shout at Jimmy for not knowing.
Anything that makes me look stupid on social media, just keep going. Just keep going. I don't mind.
Just keep pushing it out there, right? Keep pushing it.
Keep making me feel like rubbish.
Exactly. Well, no, that's not what it's about. That's not very nice. But if you do feel the need to do that, that's absolutely fine. So, Bianca, we've come like 39 minutes. It goes so quick. So quick. I guess for us, tell us a little bit about what's next.
Yes.
We've spoken about your singles just come out.
Yeah, I've got another one coming out in April, and then the album drops in May. Another single. Another little goodies to come. Hopefully, when the world opens up, there'll be a tour later on in the year supporting amazing artist Jake Isaac. And
nice.
And then
don't say anything.
Yeah, take that out. Take that out.
Yeah. So
and then just more good stuff. Just like, enjoying life, enjoying hopefully the country opening up and doing some of the things we used to do.
It'd be amazing, right? It would be absolutely phenomenal if we can find some way of normality again and getting back to normal. If we could stop getting strains of this stuff coming from Brazil and every other place that it is at the moment.
Yeah,
but I'm feeling positive.
I am. I mean, I think
super positive.
I think with the vaccine, it's like we are moving forward. It just hopefully the roadmap is like a real one, but even if it's not, I think there is a like collective feeling that we are actually moving in the right direction. So
absolutely,
it's going to live in that positivity for a bit.
But I mean, you've dealt with it well, writing and recording an album during lockdown. You've used your time wisely.
I'm really grateful. I had some funding, which really helped, and I was able just to carry on doing some bits. And like, I don't think I would have created this album had it not been for lockdown. So, it's a positive thing in some ways.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like
if you could take the positives from it, exactly. Jimmy, you and I came together over lockdown, so we'll forever remember this as an amazing time in our lives, I'm sure.
Wonderful time. We practically holding hands, skipping through a field full of daisies together on the internet during the whole of lockdown. So it's beautiful.
What happens if we meet and we don't like each other?
I don't think we're definitely not going to like each other. I can't wait to just look at your legs. That's I met someone in real life the other day after loads of Zoom meetings, and I just straight away looked at their legs because I don't know what they look like.
Have you never met each other in real life?
No.
Okay.
Never.
There's so many people that I've met over lockdown that I've yet to meet.
Yeah, it's true. It is.
In face, and now I'm going to look at their legs. I've got good legs, but I'm not going to tell you any more than that. I'm going to leave you in suspense. In fact, everyone, all that's really left to say, because we've hit 42 minutes, is Bianca, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for bringing Arctic Monkeys to the table.
I'm just so glad that it was like, something that brought the joy and the nostalgia.
It did. It very did. It absolutely did. Everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you to our sponsors, Shaw, for their ongoing support and help. They still haven't pulled the contract on us yet, Jimmy, which is positive. We're still going strong on that. They haven't withdrawn. So, Shaw, thank you so much for all of your great efforts and helping us out. Please, everyone, remember to subscribe, to like, to share. You can follow us on Instagram and drop your comments in. And if you've enjoyed this car crash of a podcast, listen again next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Well, that was fun.
Amazing. I could have let her talk all day about the album, to be honest. I felt bad that I had to force my opinions on the world.
I know. It's fun in that fine line between letting our guests talk about their albums and their stuff, which of course we should do and we try and do, but isn't it fun to just have a natter as well?
Yeah, and I'm so glad she said those things about the album being cathartic and raw. I guess deep down you knew that that's what the album did to you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's never really advertised as a cathartic album. So for her to say that just answered a lot of things that I feel about it.
Such an amazing woman, and the albums. Anyone that's not listened to her albums, go.
Yeah.
So you've got her first album, No Fear. Go and find it. Absolutely amazing. It's on all of your downloads. The new album will be out a bit later, but the single Monsters, if you haven't already looked at it, it's out. Go and download it. It's brilliant. What a super talented woman she is.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Bianca. Thank you so much for joining us.
I tell you what, we've listened to her album. That's no secret. We're allowed to say that. We're allowed to say
we've heard the new album. Yeah,
and I'm really surprised that she said that was written and recorded during lockdown, because it didn't, and recorded remotely. It didn't have that feeling to it at all. I thought.
And I think you're going to find a lot of stuff coming now from various artists coming, lockdown. I said this right when it started back in March last year. We're going to have some wonderful music.
Yeah.
Some amazing, talented musicians coming forward, because people have got more time. They've, this time's been enforced on them, and the stuff that they're able to do is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly,
so, really, really looking forward to that.
Gone are the days of having to book Abbey Road for £1 million a day.
Exactly, because then you don't get babies crying in the background.
Is that what you can hear? Yeah, that's not a real baby. I just use that so we can wrap up the podcast. It's just
well, absolutely. On that note, guys, if you haven't taken the time to go and listen to Bianca's albums and her singles, go and do it. It's well worth it, and you'll enjoy it very, very much. So, Jimmy, let's rendezvous next week.
Absolutely, sir. Looking forward to it.
Have a cracking week. Enjoy it. Lots of running. And everyone, thanks so much for listening. Please subscribe, tell your friends, and help us reach as many people with this great content as we can.
Yes, we want to be the first podcasters on Mars.
Oh.
So we need your help. We need your help.
What do I need to pack?
Just really good pair of headphones.
Sorted.
That's all you need.
All you need in life, good headphones and Spotify or another sound supporting device. Take care.
See you later. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
You lucky people have been listening to the Humming Punks podcast, produced by myself, Carl, and sponsored by Shure.